Hey, sitting here in lovely New York, Meade, the BullsEye Guy. Again, going to talk about transaction speeds and Bitcoin. Now, why is that important? There's this thing called scalability, and I like to go backwards before I go forwards. Imagine trying to build Netflix in 1996. The internet speeds weren't there, barely existed. It's like trying to suck water through a straw, right? If a video content is like sucking water through a fire hose, you can't suck video through a straw. It just didn't exist. So no matter how great the idea was, the speed of the technology didn't exist to do a deal like Netflix. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Kind of the same thing, but not. The transaction speeds, the network speeds, the technology, everything's going to get faster, but that's not the comparison. I often see the comparison. How many transactions can Bitcoin do? Bitcoin can only do, I don't know the number, 3,000 transactions a second, and Visa can do 1 million transactions a second or 1 million transactions a minute, and it's not a fair comparison. Visa does not do transactions. They do authorizations. It's a critical difference. Here's what I mean, if you understand Bitcoin or not. If I want to send money to somebody digitally, could be Bitcoin, could be Ethereum, could be Zelle. Zelle's another form of digital payment. It might be Libra one day. Bitcoin might take 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to settle. So if I email you 20, 30, 40 minutes later, that Bitcoin, that dollar amount is going to be from my account into yours. 20 minutes. Now it might take longer because the number of transactions is small. How does that compare to Visa? If I swipe my card at Visa, of course the transaction's instantaneous, but it's not. The authorization is instantaneous. When I swipe my credit card, there are different people in the background, different merchants. Hopefully you can hear me with the bus in the background. Let me back up just in case we may edit this down. When I swipe my credit card through the terminal, Visa, my bank has authorized me and said, hey, I'm good for the money. Some point they're going to deposit it. So Visa authorizes the transaction instantaneously. In a fraction of a second, it sends a notice back to the merchant and says, hey, Steven's good for it. The money does not get deposited. Settlement is not the same as authorization. Digital payments settle quicker, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Money on a credit card transaction settles 24, 48, 72 hours. That merchant knows he's getting paid, but he doesn't actually get paid in his bank account for 2 or 3 days. Authorization is not settlement. So when we talk about Bitcoin transactions and speed through the network and comparing it to a credit card transaction, it is a false comparison. Settlement, authorization. Keep that in mind. Speeds are going to get quicker, networks will get faster, Bitcoin settlement, digital payments will all get better, just like the credit card network. It all got better. It's coming. This is Meade. I am the BullsEye Guy.